All right, welcome back, everyone. We have a few more donations here to read off. We have $20 from Farius. Gocnak, hype! How come AG2Qbot doesn't have a exclamation newt? Where's Pingu, Gok? We need Pingu. We have $50 from Fender McBender. I don't think I can resist donating during one of my favorite segments. Thanks, Source Engine, for completely changing me. And thanks, AG2Q, for doing this.
First, then go for it. Okay. Yeah?
I'm like this. Hear me out, bro.
If we take, yeah. Okay. We all good? Okay. Let me know.
All right, while we wait, I'll read off one more quick donation.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, we have $10 from Toyoka. In between trying to stay awake, modding Dota 2 and watching AG2Q, I've been waiting for the Valve block, and it's finally here. I love watching my favorite runners break some of my favorite games by some of my favorite developers. Kudos to all you folks for doing what you do. Keep up the pace. You're doing great. Ooh, and it looks like we have a special one here. Let me read that real quick. $50, listed as anonymous, but from the Gocnak family, Dad, Mom, Nathan, Michelle, Caitlin, Jordan, Lindsay, Mason, Sandy, and Ellie.
Oh, wow. Everybody. All right.
Gocnak, you are awesome. Kill those animals.
Shoutouts to Dognak.
Dognak, yeah. Yeah, don't kill Dognak. Dognak is... Okay. We all good? Okay. So time will start when I gain control. There's like a cutscene, and then there's like a fade in. So I'll just tell you when. Okay. So this is Half-Life 2 Episode 2. This is a loading screen. And so Half-Life 2 Episode 2 starts off after the events of Episode 1. We don't really talk about Episode 1 because it's not a good speed game. So you're in this train, and... Start time. Okay, so you start off in this train, and it's from the events of Episode 1. Pretty much the Citadel collapses, and you are on a train with Alex. Alex is perfectly fine, and so are you. Just a little bit of a scratch, 72 HP. This episode is relatively short compared to Half-Life 2. It's like around 45 minutes worth of gameplay, but it does have some benefits. Episode 2 is probably starting off like with some of the better qualities of Half-Life. For instance, we start off with one of the best weapons that you can have in the game, the gravity gun, and we also start off with one of the most annoying NPCs in the game.
You take the gravity gun. You're better with it.
Do we have game audio? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need that for future strats. Killing the animals. I got a double
This is what
there.
you've been donating for.
Yeah, it's faster. Saves like 3 frames. So, yeah, Episode 2 is very... It has a lot less of cutscenes, and cutscenes in this game, in any Half-Life 2 game, are... Really, you're inside of the cutscene. Like, this is a cutscene right now. You are waiting for NPCs to do things. And it's annoying, because you have to just wait for them to go to point A to point B, and then, oh, look, there's an explosion over in this distance. But Episode 2 does actually start a lot better, because you start to ditch Alex. And... this is on the same engine as Half-Life 2, so a lot of these same tricks are actually done in this run as Half-Life 2's. So you're going to be seeing save clipping, you're seeing ASHing, and you're going to see wall climbing. We're just going to take this box for a little detour up onto this ledge. Oh, okay. So... all right, I fell off there to save a couple of frames. I'm just kidding, I did not see where I was going. So, essentially what I need to do here is I'm skipping all of this level. If you have played Episode 2 I just skipped probably around 30 minutes worth of gameplay. If you're trying to follow the story of this run, it doesn't make much sense. The last time we saw Alex, she was perfectly fine. And, well, the next time, not so much. So I'm able to punt this elevator here because it's actually a physics object. So it actually allows me to get further up than normal. Shout out to this antlion. But yeah, and now we're in some antlion caves for some reason. I don't know. Little grubs that drop like little pellets of health. And so another thing that this episode is pretty good at is giving you the second best weapon third in the game, the shotgun. Very helpful for fighting enemies. Yep, and there's also some physics abuse. The Havoc engine is very nice to us as speedrunners.
Without the shotgun, it's sort of hard to do a lot of the choreographed fights that you have to do to, you know, save the frames.
Later on, the Strider boss battles. So coming up is the longest chapter in this speedrun. It's this Vortal coil. A lot of this is pretty much really hard, like, it's just all cutscene, to be honest. But what we can do, and the one and only Azure, who's sitting on the couch back here, found this, if you want to describe what I'm doing here.
So a year or so back, a speedrunner Lots of S was running this game and going through this entire chapter, which, you know, took a lot of time. This is a very long chapter, a lot of backtracking, fighting antlions. And I thought, hear me out, S. If we take a turret and we put a pallet on the turret and we damage boost off a mine and ABH, we can get to the top of this elevator and skip about 45 minutes worth of cutscenes.
And it's very, very precise. It's very precise because that entrance is kind of protected by like all of these scenic objects up there. There's like a solid. Ooh, oh, almost.
Close.
Yeah, like it's very tricky. And what it used to be was this really long wall climb. Like you would just take this barrel. Oh, okay. I just need to curve a little bit back. The chokes are real. Oh my gosh.
Keep in mind, because of the length of this chapter, normally he'd have to miss this trick about 1,500 times to be losing time.
To compensate for it. But there we go.
There we
go.
go.
Now. So that was a chapter. We're now in Freeman point effects. And Alex is surprisingly A-okay. She's just going to come after us in a bit. We're going to go ahead and kill some antlion guards.
Yeah, your antlion buddies are not really happy with you anymore.
Yeah, they, from Sand Traps of Half-Life 2, they're not that happy that we're here. ABH. Yeah, okay, so a very popular variant of ABH, which ABH is accelerated backwards hopping. It was it was first used in like Portal, and then Episode 2 kind of is on the same engine of Portal and Half-Life 2, so you can do the same trick. But what I'm doing is it's a variant. It's called ASH, accelerated sideways hopping or side hopping. And what I'm doing is I'm holding a strafe key, A or D, and S. And what this does is this allows me to trick the game into thinking that I'm going backwards. How ABH works, and you could search it. We have a wiki page that explains it. ABH works because of how Valve patched out the older engine, like very old 2004 engines, Bunny Hop. It subtracts speed based on how you're looking. So when you're going backwards, it's subtracting a negative velocity. And it adds on to that, essentially.
Basically, they tried to make you go slower, but they failed miserably, so we can go faster.
Very
Great.
fast, yeah. So this pickaxe is being embedded with magical powers. Essentially, if I touch this pickaxe, I could die, but I could jump on it and be perfectly fine. And we're going to use that. what I did there with the elevator is something called SPD. It stands for Super Physics Deformation. And essentially, and let's see if I can get this. All right, so what just happened there was the force of the elevator being put into the pickaxe was stored in the tip of the pickaxe. And when I jumped on that pickaxe, it exerted all of that force into my body, and I went straight up.
Now,
And yeah. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get stuck in something called a displacement. And a displacement is something that is solid on one side but allows you to partially pass through it or get stuck in the other. And I think I just got it? Yeah, okay. So what I just did was I just got stuck. And on this engine, the orange box engine, which is the engine version I'm running on, when you save and load, the game pulls you straight down. And this is very useful because we were supposed to get a car on this map, and well, the car is not very fast. So we're going to go ahead and skip that.
and the super physics deform glitch can happen to other objects than the pickaxe. If you've played this game, you might know that there's an achievement to carry a garden gnome from the beginning of the game to the very end. On my attempt at that, the gnome actually got physics deformed and kept the glitch for the rest of the game, which made the achievement all the harder. Whenever I touched it, I was flown across the map and died almost instantly.
Being imbued with the power of trains is very dangerous.
No, that's not. Here, I almost. So, without the car, we are able to use the power of ASH and ABH to our advantage. We can hit slopes such as rocks, assuming we can time it right. There we go. All right, so what I just did there, that's a map over there. I just hit a slope using the speed that I got from ASHing. And we just went really high up and skipped a very large chunk of this map. Because I think this is like where you find hunters and stuff. And unfortunately, Valve is like, okay, people can go on foot, but we're going to keep that elf. We're going to keep that elf. We're going to get more, don't worry. But yeah, let's not hit a tree and die. Essentially, Valve, what I'm doing right now is I'm skipping triggers around the map, and triggers are placed because you don't have a car. The game is going to fail you if you hit them. It's essentially a game over. I am tree hugging, man.
Don't stub your toe, you might die.
All right. So what I just did there was I just sloped off of the train track. It's kind of, you can see it's kind of tilted up. The landing mechanics of this game are very interesting. I'm going to take this a bit slow. This not having a lot of HP here could kill me. So, the way that I survived was I hit this slope at a very flat angle, and it allowed me to just surf off of the like platform. And there we go. We got our SMG nade and our health back. So, very helpful to have random crates placed. This map has another one of those triggers that fail you, so we're going to go ahead and try to skip that by coming over here, and then over here, and when I jump down, it should be okay. All right. So, we're introduced to our good old friend, Mr. Chopper, from Half-Life 2. This guy is... You're going to see how fun he is. Pretty much, he drops bombs, just like Half-Life 2 in the airboat section. And, well, it's... You got to use those bombs. And it is AI, and AI can be a bit random. So we're going to hope, fingers and butt cheeks clenched here, that we get good luck with these bombs. Since we're on easy difficulty, this helicopter fight only takes 3 bombs, and I want to essentially hit him as fast as I can and then save. Because now he's just going to do some dances. He's going to poop out a couple more bombs, just stare at me menacingly, and I think this is pretty good. There we go. So that was actually some of the better RNG I've been seeing. I've been worrying about that for the majority of my practice. It's very difficult to get that helicopter to just drop bombs where you want him to.
You guys.
And that was a good pattern, dropping it relatively close to Alex, where she's dropping health packs. It's very helpful. So, again, we're supposed to have the car here, and we just rescued some shop guy. Yeah, there's some story, backlog stuff. Thornton Freeman's not interested in that, so they're gonna chat for a bit. But what we're gonna do is a little bit interesting. The next map kind of overlaps with the ending of this map. And what we can do is we can climb up here. Oh boy. And we ought to hope that Alex comes in. What we're doing is we're hitting triggers above this tunnel. And if we hit them just right, Alex will follow us through, assuming that we're following the guy through this door. So we're just going to stand here and wait. And I think that should be it. Yeah, Alex is... This is, again, something else that could randomly happen in runs. And usually when you wait for the guy to go and stand still, that's when you can go up there. The triggers are very precise, though. There is a bit of precise movement to it.
This is one of the main reasons why nobody likes to do episode 1, is because it's basically talking to Alex Simulator, and we don't like Alex.
Yeah.
Gocnak, I think you may have left her with the Vortigons about 4 chapters ago.
Yeah, that actually is... Well, hey, no, she's here. She has holes in her back somehow. Hopefully the Vortigons took good care of her. Hey, you're coming! All right! All right! So, 5 years later, we just skipped stuff. Okay, so, essentially what I just did there was I triggered the level change. It was on a timer instead of actually just on touch. So I was able to trigger the level change, but jump. And because of the way that these overlap... 1 minute.
In no time.
All right. So the way that these levels overlap is I could jump backwards and it loads me in past the door that guy opens. But there are still technical difficulties with that because we need to trigger the cutscene that would be there. If we don't look at that guy, and that's what I was waiting for, if we don't look at that guy, he could potentially just not say anything. Fell down. All right. So now we're just blowing up this turret thing. I don't know. It's a really overpowered turret. A lot of people get killed by this in their first playthrough, but you can just skip it. And because we skipped this cutscene, we have to wait a bit for Alex to realize that we're not there, and then she'll come running towards us. Otherwise, the game will soft lock. And a soft lock is when the game, something in the game, like a cutscene, happens but doesn't complete.
Not only did they help me fix the
So we just psyched Alex out there. We aren't actually taking the car. We're still going on foot. So we're going to take this box over here. Again, Valve does not want you to go on foot. They want you to take this car. And there is a map eventually where we have to take the car, unfortunately. But right, here, I'll show. Right here is a trigger that has, you need Alex in the car in order to progress. It's D8. I should be able to do this. Oh, no.
Because of the heavily choreographed nature of the Half-Life 2 series, soft locks can be really common if you're trying to skip a lot of triggers like this, so a few special precautions have to be taken. So psyching out Alex there was to prevent her from just kind of getting stuck in an infinite loop and never managing to get back to Gordon.
Yeah, and when she says that line, the game is like, okay, she's with you. Well, then I need to hear music for this. Hopefully it's loud enough. It might not be on. Oh, okay, yeah, it's very faint. Okay, okay, whatever. So I need to wait for the music there because otherwise the car that you see right there will not spawn. And then I can't progress because I eventually do need the car. This cannot be used in Half-Life 2, unfortunately, with the airboat. If it could, Canals 11 would be very, very quick, but that's another game. Anyway, so now, again, we don't have the car, so we're continuing on foot here. And there's this little plaza area And there are hunters, and you eventually, spoiler alert, get ambushed. But because we have this barrel here, we're gonna bring it over here. And because of really, really awesome map design, there's actually a hole right above us. And we just went through it, and we just skipped
This map was
all of that level.
This map was one of the huge roadblocks for a while in the game because skipping that ambush was considered impossible because that hole was so far up and the only way out of that area. So we needed to combine the explosions of an explosive barrel, a hand grenade, and an SMG grenade to get enough height to fly through.
And yeah, there used to be a strat where they brought the table and an orb with them, and they would just orb launch up. And thankfully, they found the triple nade boost there to not have to do that, because bringing objects with you is very slow. You have to go under 1,000 units per second. And so yeah, this is the first and one of 2 maps that I need the car. Otherwise, Alex will just stay in the car and won't come over here, and this is a cutscene. You can read some donations if you want.
All
This
right.
Strider's the real MVP.
All right, sounds good. We have a $50 donation from Mike166. Hey Gocnak, Mike, aka Buttercup here. Wanted to say here's to a run that will hopefully be more Azure and less Newt. Also hyped for the strats in this run and going back to Half-Life 2 after AGDQ and getting that world record back.
Yeah.
Hyped for stretch ending, getting there. So glad that we got it. And lots of GAC love to everyone, except Cancer. Screw Cancer. This $50 goes to Test Your Might, and now it has been met. Sorry, Blaze. We have another 25 from Zach Ace. Hello to Gocnak and the Goc Nation. And $20 from Mollusk Moth. Rise and shine, Mr. Gocnak. Rise and shine. I made it just in time for the insane ABH block. Boink, boink, splat. Let's kick Cancer's butt. 25 from Paul Flagg. I had to donate for this good cause during the source block. Good luck to Gocnak and Xenernicus. Let's kick Cancer's butt. Lots of Cancer butt kicking here.
All right. Thanks.
Does Cancer even have a butt?
It does now.
All right.
Now speaking
There
of
is a
butts,
butt
Gocnak, you are one of the authors of Half-Life 2 done with a high magnitude velocity, which has come under fire recently for accusations of staring at dogs' butt too much during cutscenes. How do you respond to these?
You see, Matmo had a weird asphyxiation on the buttocks. And I think what Gordon Freeman really, really, truly desires is to show everybody just how good butts could be. So that's what our run did with all of the butt staring in Dwamov. It was necessary. It saved some frames, but not very many.
Okay, dog. Race you to the base.
Yes, the coffee pot buttocks that Dog has is quite a time save. So we're racing Dog using the car. It's actually an achievement to win, I think. Which is, let's go for it.
All joking aside, the Dwamov run of Half-Life 2 is a fantastic watch and is available on YouTube on Source Run's YouTube channel. Definitely worth a watch. It's an amazing speed run, segmented. Took how long did it take?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Really one of the best segmented speedruns ever been produced, in my opinion.
And there is an episode 2 version of that being made. Shoutouts to Juxpa and Elgu and Maxis. Pretty much anybody who runs this game currently. So we're going to go ahead and come down here. We're going to grab this. This is probably the only magical thing that can teleport Dog. And if you remember the Half-Life 2 run, when you bonk an NPC on the head, they're like, oh no, we're stuck. Better go to the next available node on the ground. Sometimes it doesn't work. That happens. But Dog is not having any of it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this over here. So here. Now, you normally play through the game. You're supposed to go with Alex. You're supposed to go with Dog. But that's slow. We're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to take this nade. We're going to throw it in there to scare Alex. You know, don't hurt her. We never want to do that. We're going to come around here. There's some out-of-bounds stuff coming up. All right, let's see if I get good. Wow, there's nobody there. Oh my god, that was perfect. So, sometimes there can be NPCs there. So this is a cutscene right below us, right? So with this engine, we can actually hop around out of bounds, and we're just gonna come over here real quick. And we died, rip. Anyway, trying that again real quick. We can ABH out of bounds, pretty crazy, over here, and we're, oh my gosh, I keep hitting the wrong button. I'm trying to pause. What happens is when you pause the game, all of your speed gets set to 0, and it essentially allows for an easy like decline down, and you save, you save your butt. And one more.
Why don't you decline your speed earlier on when you're doing those launches and outdoors areas?
Because that is not out of bounds. If it only works in out of bounds areas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. So we kind of skipped a lot. That was a giant cutscene that we skipped. So we're being under attack by Combine. They're suddenly in our silo. They're trying to prevent a missile we're trying to launch. And, well, now we got to go stop the Combine from trying to stop us from launching a missile to stop the Citadel from collapsing and consuming the entire world. So, lots of stopping going on. And this is a speedrun, so very ironic. So yeah, we got to go close these doors. That's right above us, because that's how the evil Combines are getting in. Now, this wouldn't be a Half-Life 2 game if there wasn't a large, obscenely unnecessary cutscene, and we're about to go into it. We kind of tricked the game, though. What we do is, when these doors open, this Vortal and the now spawned Alex and Medic come running down to greet you. But if you run up to the Vortal and kind of block him, he's like, okay, fine, let's continue on. There's a cutscene trigger right here, and I guess Valve didn't anticipate any player just blocking the Vortal and pushing him back. And what he does is he opens the door, but Alex is still like, wait, I haven't met you yet. So she's gonna come down here, and then once she does, and she's like, oh, Gordon, we can run back. And she follows us back. So, yeah, okay. And the large, unnecessary cutscene begins. We cannot skip this. Alex? Alex? Over here! Okay, so yeah, she was supposed to run all the way. I guess she got distracted. That happens sometimes if there's Combine still alive. She will be distracted. So, yeah, this is the videotape you find from episode 1 being analyzed by the crew. And this is, yeah, just a giant cutscene, so you can actually just go ahead with some donations while I tidy up.
All right. We have a $20 donation here from Mike. Loving this year's AGDQ so far. I waited for Gocnak's run to donate. His runs from previous GDQs got me interested in learning to speedrun Half-Life 2. And I'm currently learning from his tutorial. Thanks to all the organizers and runners, and let's beat last year's total. $1 million hype.
Hype!
Hype! Hype. We have a $50 donation here from False Man. My 7-year-old niece was recently entered remission after being diagnosed with leukemia 2 years ago. Here's a few dollars in the hopes that one day no one has to endure what she did. Shout out to all the amazing runners. All right, we have $50 here from CrazyCom. Cherno and Gocnak, I have a blast watching your Half-Life runs. Keep it up. Thanks to the organizers and crew for keeping the event running smoothly.
No, my battery's too low. I can't take a picture. That's great.
Oh, no.
That's all right, though.
Would you like to use mine?
I know, right? If somebody has a phone. So yeah, they're talking about the Borealis, the ship that's from Aperture. Yep. What's a Half-Life 2 run without a Source Run selfie? Hey, don't block. Okay, more. Fine.
Shoutouts to selfies.
Yeah, but first, there you go. Send me those after. All right. So yeah, they're talking about the ship, the Borealis, which in Portal 2 there is an Easter egg and an achievement for. I don't know. That's where we kind of leave off with the Borealis. We don't know what happened to it. So, yeah. Perhaps a future game.
We'll learn more about the Borealis when
No,
Half-Life
not doing it. Not doing it. Ricochet 2, yes.
Ricochet 2.
Yeah, there we go, Ricochet.
August 27th, 2045.
We have a $100 donation here from an anonymous donator. Kudos to all the donators to prevent cancer. This one's from the Gok Nation. Surfs up and raise your crowbars. Which I would assume everybody's doing in chat right now.
So, I figured that Eli would prefer to have a cactus.
He seems a little steamed about it.
Yeah, he turns into quite a dusty old fella. Oh, yeah, I need to get over here. Yeah, we should put some cacti on our couch. See if the same effect happens.
You know, I really do like Eli as a character, and I can't wait to see what he's going to do in the rest of the games in the series.
Especially with the donation incentive being met, it's going to be quite interesting.
We have another $50 here from an anonymous donator. Big shout out to the ops crew for Twitch who are helping to keep the stream up and running for hundreds of thousands of viewers. Much love from Seattle. Get hype for Half-Life 2.
Episode 2.
Yeah, episode 2.
Hype!
Watching it right now. Hype!
So, I did make a deal with some other source runners. For every time that this run is not world record, I'm going to donate $50. So, there you go.
Shout outs to not world record.
Yeah.
Very generous.
I am very bad at this game. Shout outs to Maxis, M-A-X-X-X-U-S-S. Well, I don't know how many S's he has, but he has the current world record in this game. Props to him. I'm never going to get it. I'm never going to try to go for it, but it's pretty sick because it's everything you see in this run done pretty much first try.
Bob.
Oh, okay, so this is, yeah, another example of teleporting. If you just bash an NPC on the head with an object, they get stuck. And the way the game handles that is if they get stuck, they try to move around it. But if they can't move around it, they just teleport to the next node that's available on the ground. And bashing them on the head immediately makes them jump to that. So they go. It's very nice for trying to speed up some of these cutscenes. So we get introduced to the Magnuson device, which is that orb thing over there, and we gotta attach it to the Strider and shoot it with that pistol. Yeah. It's very complex. There's three steps. I'm sorry. I can't resist.
You've doomed us all.
I can't resist.
This is the end.
Yeah, 3 steps.
I can read off another quick donation here if that's okay.
Okay.
Cool. We have $200 donation from Goonagoon84. Yay donations, :D. Boo cancer, D:. Another 25 from Anonymous. This Half-Life 2 run is unreal. Can't wait for the Portal runs either.
Let's move on to a more challenging task. Uriah,
Episode 2, yeah.
Yeah,
to the rail.
As a reminder, this is Half-Life 2 Episode 2, not Half-Life 2.
We're just testing the Magnuson device before we get to apply it to some Striders in the next map.
Magnificent device, isn't it? I'll be right over here when you are ready to head out.
Okay.
Your car is fueled and ready to go. Now, every building in the valley has its own dispenser port, so you'll have ample supply of explosives. Now, I must get back to my rocket, Freeman. I'm relying on you
love that lab
to
coat.
squander my trust.
It's very nice
or my
attire.
magnificence. Oh, and Freeman, if you pull this off, I might just forgive you for that debacle at Black Mesa. You know the one I mean, involving a certain microwave casserole.
That's the scientist that we nuked the microwave casserole back in Half-Life 1. So we essentially got an equivalent of Pimp My Ride to our car. It's only 2 additions, but one's very, very useful. This attachment here allows a Magnuson to be attached to the back, and thankfully it allows the Magnuson to not be destroyed by hunters. And that is very helpful, because the hunters, they shoot these little needle things, and you're going to see a lot of that. And those needle things explode, and if a Magnuson's near that, it'll also explode, and you don't have a Magnuson device anymore. So putting on the back of the car allows it to be invulnerable, and that's very helpful for bringing it. And that's why we actually drive the car here, because we need to bring this Magnuson to the first location.
Do you want to explain the backwards car maneuvers?
I don't do any of that in the run, but sure, go for it.
So basically, recently we found out the car can actually ABH. You just sort of like back it up in reverse, and then you just go really fast because there's no speed cap on it.
Yeah, there's no when you boost going backwards. Yeah, 1 minute. I need these are audio cues. When you boost going backwards, the car doesn't reset back to normal speed, so you can just essentially keep boosting and boosting and boosting, and it just allows you to just keep boosting and preserve it.
Recon indicates they're being escorted by packs of hunters.
So this part of the game is normally very, very difficult. On people's first playthroughs, it still is a challenge in the speedrun. I'm not going to downsize it, but there is a certain route. They don't randomly spawn, thankfully. But you have to kind of time it right. So right now I have enough time to kill this guy because yes, killing the hunters is very necessary if you want to have Magnusons intact. And we're just going to make a detour over to this house to get the next one. So I used to have to use this text document, but running this game enough, you get the route kind of memorized. That's F8. Okay, so let's see here. Can this make it? Kobe! Wait. Hey! Alright. Sweet. So we gotta kill these guys with rockets. It's the only way to quickly get rid of all 3 of them. So we just kind of go back and forth here, and with the downtime that you have between Striders spawning, you can go ahead and set up further ones. So right now I have like 30 seconds or so. So I'm going to take this and put it there. Okay, and then we go back and we get another, because the way that the next few spawn is cranes, sawmill, and then cranes again. If you're fast enough, there's actually a pixel perfect setup thing that you could do. but I never got around to learning those. So we're just going to try to wing it and hope that we can hit this shot. Because the hunters... Okay, so it is, yeah. It's probably marathon luck. I'm making it look... I did not even grab it. What am I doing? Anyway, I'm making it look obscenely easy. It's not.
During practice, you missed
the
that like 50
hunters,
times.
the hunters pretty much shoot off the Magnusons, and like you have to angle it. You could see the blue needles in the background there trying to shoot them. They have auto aim and literally hacking. So we need to angle the Magnuson just right to be on top of the Strider, so that way they can't hit it and we can. Oh, that was way too early. But you're gonna see it with this hunter. He's gonna like do a 180 and just no scope it. Here, I'll actually back up a bit because he's gonna stay there, and the other hunter's just chilling down there. Okay, that should be it. Okay, and then we can kill this guy using the parts of what it was trying to protect against him. Insult to injury.
The only thing I ever loved is now killing me.
Alright, so the thing I was programmed to protect is killing me. So, I'm just gonna follow this guy and hope to God he doesn't shoot our Magnuson. Because he can. We just have to like ninja dodge it, Matrix style. He did hit it. So, I'm actually supposed to have killed that one. You know what? We can try Kobeing it. Yeah, because it is very technical. If you don't kill hunters, they're going to kill your run. So I need to kill this guy. Okay, you know what? Come here. Bye. Yep, sometimes you gotta use the orb, but it's just like the fastest way to kill him is usually the weapons that you have. And now there's another, assuming I'm not lost and completely befuddled. Okay, we should be alright. Relatively fast. So, yeah, you essentially want to kill those ones as fast as possible because they are on a timer. If you kill one, the next one's going to start spawning, but it'll be, like right now I have maybe 2.5 minutes to set everything up. That might be way too much time. I might be over exaggerating that, but yeah, I have, get ready, about a minute. So I'm going to take this time to set up some Magnuson devices around the forest, like little goodies, including on the car, which is going to come in handy later.
The segmented version of this fight is actually pretty incredible. Yuxpa worked on it with his segmented run that he was working on a long time ago. That's now become episode 2 done quick.
Yeah.
If you want to look that up, it's pretty insane, and it's definitely worth a watch. JUKSPA on YouTube. Just search that Strider fight.
Does he have it public?
I think he does now.
Okay. Yeah, that probably has. Okay, so this is another like hope for it shot thing. I have to kind of hope that it hits and then spray into the trees like that. And then we just make a detour over here, going through the forest. Hello. Goodbye. And we make our way over here. And now the hunters, they're kind of programmed to go and guard whichever they can. So there's going to be 2... Oh, we missed him because he's not in the road. There's, yeah. When there's no Striders left, they're told to just go to the one that they can, which in this case is this one. So they're all going to come down here, but we need to keep one alive because of, oh, that happens. It happens when the Strider shifts around. It can actually fall off. It happens. There we go. All right, so we have 2 coming, so we can kill this guy. I think so, right? None. Okay, you guys are just taking forever. Alright, so come on, come and get me. Because right now, since we killed that one, we're going to go ahead and lure this last hunter. I need to lure this last hunter because if I kill him, the game might crash. I haven't tested it, but I'm just under the false sense of security that this game will crash if I do that. So I'm just going to lure him over here, and we pretty much never see him again. So we can come back here, and this is all while the Striders are still about to spawn. So I grab this guy and go back, set up, last 2 Striders. No, there's one more. Let's see how this one goes, because this one could take a little bit of time. Okay, so the hunters here can be really evil. Okay, they were not evil. They were very nice. That's it. And that was the Strider fight. So that was the Strider fight. That's what you have to protect the silo from. Oh, I tried, yeah. Ooh, give me that. Okay, I don't need it. Never mind. Get in here, Alex. Sweet. Okay, so this is, again, another cutscene. We did it. We protected the missile silo. So, you can read some donations if you have any.
All right. We have a $25 anonymous donation. Loving the runs, but college just started back up, and I have to go speed run that. Best of luck.
School.
$5 donation from TPLNDJ. Second year donating, longtime member of the Gok Army and fellow hater of cancer. Put the money towards good ending in Aperture Tag and Heart Gocnak.
That's enough chit-chat. I've got a rocket launch.
Wow. For a minute there, I thought you were going to get out.
So, I don't know who found the bonus ending that I'm going to perform in this run, assuming it's met, right?
That donation has been met.
Okay, so there are 2 endings to this run. There's the one that everybody has come to know and love, and it's probably already being spoiled in chat. But there's also another one, and I don't know how to put it. It's you'll see. It's called the stretching ending, and I think people will like it.
Let's not forget that with the Magnuson device, those Striders practically destroyed.
Can I rattle off a couple more while we're waiting? Okay. We have $20 from Ethan BB. Hello, AGDQ. Gocnak is the first person that introduced me to speedrunning 1.5 years ago, and I'm sticking with him since. Good luck during the run of my favorite franchise.
You'll hear no objection from me.
We have a $20 donation from Chris191. My grandpa fought off 2 rounds of melanoma, and I'm very thankful that he is still with us. We're all thankful for that fact.
No, wait. Yeah, we got one. Yeah, it's just, there's some chairs. You could also probably try with this, but it won't go as far. It's just chair basketball that I do sometimes.
We have $20 here from Alex231. Great work on another awesome marathon. It's truly amazing to see how much this event has grown over the years. And we have $50.20 from Fuzzy Commando. My friend Lou Lynx died in January 2013 from cancer. This donation is in his honor.
It is going to work, right?
Once the rocket is in range of the portal, we'll be able to switch on the xenium resonator.
Let's get outside. I'd like a better view of the fireworks.
There should be quite a show. Regretfully, I can't.
Looks like we still have some more time.
Okay, that would have been really weird if she just kept going left, or right. Okay.
Dream of letting you go without proper
to that. You too, Dr. Magnuson.
Yeah, we have time.
Okay. We have one more $10 donation from Brandon S. Trying to scrap up what I can for this cause. I've lost both my grandmothers to cancer, and I don't want anyone else to feel that pain. AGDQ, hype! Hype!
Hype.
Hype.
Don't be deceived. That ship must never be used. You have got to support it, whatever the cost.
Where are you two? You're gonna miss it.
Where are we?
There, Alex. Gordon, thanks for everything you've done.
Not
For
thanks.
Alex, for all of us. I couldn't be prouder if you were my only son. Now, when you get back, we've got a lot to talk about.
Okay, so the stretching ending. For those of you who have seen the ending of this game, there are these giant potato things. There are these giant potato things that eventually come and tickle you. And what we need to do is prevent that. So we're going to come over here, and we're just going to... They have quite a bit of health. There we go. So, now that we're up here, we can actually do something pretty cool. We can drop down and drop down, and now we're on here. And if we want to go for a quick helicopter ride, we could fall down and then come over here. And, oh. So the model of this helicopter is essentially highpoly.mdl. It's not actually a helicopter or anything. So we are actually outside of this invisible wall, so we just got back in by doing that. And what a helicopter ride. There we go. There she is. So yeah, they're just talking about the future of the game. And essentially we can trigger this from below. We just jump. I think I got it. Oh, wait, 1 minute. There's a trigger under here that I can hit. Okay, 1 minute. You can trigger it, I'm not lying. What? Okay. There we go. I had to jump towards the center of the okay. Don't worry about it. So we're gonna, okay, that's good. So, I'll just let you guys enjoy the ending. This is the stretching ending. So we're supposed to be on the wall to our left over there. And... And the audio is pretty great too, because nothing's actually happening. And you gotta go higher. Gocnak. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And Dog's there too. He's just somewhere. It's pretty awkward, yeah. He's supposed to be dead, but I guess he just started ignoring her. And she's like, "Don't leave me." And he's right there. Like, just walk like an inch forward and he's there. And that's how the game ends. That's time. Don't worry about it. I completely forgot about it. Time is actually when you lose control, which is when you go into the cutscene, but
It was about 3 minutes
I
ago.
use live split and it automatically ends the thing for me, so I'm never used to actually calling out time or like pressing a button or.
We'll just say it was sub 50.
Yeah, that's about right. Because I messed up. I messed up a bit of the launchers, and yeah, there were some minor mess ups. So. Plus, we watched the ending, so it was that was sub 50. But
Was that world record?
no,
donate-
world record's like
You have
world
to donate
record's
$50.
43.35 by Maxis.
Well, $50 is
Yep.
now
It's
donated.
now charity, so killing the animals.
Kill those animals.
Kill the animals.
All right, well, thank you for that awesome run of Half-Life 2 Episode 2, Gocnak. Up next, we have a really hype portal race between Blizzard and NORCAT, so make sure you stick around, because if you miss it or you blink, you're going to be really upset.